Nature has a knack for finding its way into the most unlikely of places. But just how far can it really go? Surely some places are simply too barren, too cut off from the natural world and completely void of life. Or are they? Well, in this video I wanted to find out, to push the limits of fishing in strange places and answer the question, can fish live in caves? I'm currently hiking through some of the hidden reaches of the Lake District, searching for a series of flooded caverns that I've heard rumours of fish living within. I feel like I probably need to set expectations for this video. This first cave that we're visiting, there's rumours of fish. The second one tomorrow, there are confirmed sightings. Whether I'm going to catch one in the middle of winter, we'll see. Just a bit of exploring, getting outdoors and trying not to fall on my ass. Oh my gosh, I can see it. I can see it. Oh, wow. This is crazy. This is absolutely crazy. Welcome to the Skull Cavern, the remains of a slate quarry dating back to the late 1700s. Its eerie atmosphere only made darker by the stories of miners and divers who have lost their lives here over the years. But for tonight, this cave would become my refuge from the rain, and hopefully home to some other signs of life too. Well, very much in me fashion, I've arrived here quite late. The sun's going to go down in maybe an hour or so. My first priority really should be getting my tent, my bed together so that I've got somewhere comfortable to sleep. But before I do any of that, there's water over there and I have a fishing rod, so I think it'd be rude if I didn't. Am I going to be daring enough to walk on this? Apparently I am. All right, first cast into, well, I guess this technically isn't a cave. This is a flooded quarry. We will be fishing some actual cave ponds as well tomorrow. This, weirdly enough, isn't actually my first time fishing an old quarry like this. A couple of years ago, I spent a night doing battle with eels in a pretty epic spot in Wales. The eels eventually won, as I never managed to catch any, but I did find it fascinating how they, and a load of fish called stickleback, had managed to get into the quarry to begin with. I had lots of really interesting comments on that video, like eels, believe it or not, can move across land during heavy rain, and the stickleback, well, they came in as eggs attached to the feet of bird life. Fish, like trout and perch, are often introduced in similar ways, which, with being in the Lake District, aka the trout capital of England, I was hoping would be the case. I do wonder how deep it is. Temperature's dropping fast. Also, I can't find my arm. I found it. It's all okay. I thought that was going to be a really cool shot where it unfurled and went across, but we got that. Great. Well, I was off to a great start, which brings me to the bit of the video where I magically edit myself back home to my kitchen to thank the sponsor of today's adventure. Before I do that, I wanted to introduce you guys to Teddy. He was born a couple of weeks ago. He's my whole world. But he's also a lot of work, which is why over the last few weeks, drinking AG1 has become kind of essential.
That was perfect timing, mate.
AG1 is a daily health drink that helps support the various ways your body works, sustaining energy, supporting your immune system, digestion, and a load of other benefits, all by filling common nutrient gaps that I'd say most of us don't get in our daily diet. It replaces the need for a million different multivitamins and other supplements with one easy to make, pretty tasty drink per day. And it's all backed by a whole lot of clinical research too. I don't really do many paid adverts on this channel, just products that I genuinely use myself and believe in, and it tastes pretty good. I've genuinely felt a difference, and yeah, if you'd like to get some for yourself, there's a QR code here, link in the description. Both will help you get some freebies with your first order, and that's enough from Kitchen Tom, so let's get back to the video. This is officially the weirdest place I think I have ever slept. Yep, I don't think I've slept anybody weirder than this. Plan now is I'm going to get this food in me because I need to get warm. Once that's in me though, I'm not going to bed. I want to lamp the water around me because I found in previous years that, especially at places like this, some of the easiest ways to find fish is by putting your head torch on, peering down, and yeah, you can see there's no glare like there is in the day. So we'll see what's around. I genuinely doubt there's anything going to be right beneath my feet here. But that goes so deep. What are you? They look like shrimp. There's loads of them. They're definitely not fish. They're just moving in a way and they're hugging the rocks like, kind of like a shrimp would in a shrimp tank. Oh, there's a big one. But I think they're a kind of bug. They're kind of, I think what a fly fisherman would call an emerger, which is very interesting because that means there would be loads of food in here for a trout. That's exactly what trout like to eat. Okay, this is the next place to check. There's just like this little flooded area towards the side. There's a little newt down there. I don't know if you guys can see. He's right there. It's really weird. You think places like this would make you feel really eerie and scared, but I just find them fascinating. Maybe that's because I'm a bit broken in the head, though. Whilst my potentially overambitious hopes for spotting and maybe catching a fish in this cave didn't seem to be a reality, seeing this much life, this much potential food for a predatory fish, I did wonder what the next day would hold. I slept pretty well, all in all, considering I was in a drippy cave all night. Plan for today is pack all my stuff away. I'm then going to do a lit around because there's so much rubbish that people have left in the past here. There's about 4 different steak packs over there. So if you're one of the kids that are like on their protein thing, and can you just take your rubbish home, please? It's not hard. Get the protein in as well. I rate that. I'm not anti-steak. Probably have a steak tonight. But if you could just take it with you, that would be grand. Look how bad it is over here. This really makes me sad. They tried to make a bin bag. They just couldn't be bothered to bring it with them. I don't want to know what that is. Then there's 2 more caves to go explore. One is only up there, but kind of need to hike around the quarry to go and get to it. And then the other one is a little bit longer of a hike. Supposedly that one, and I've deliberately left it until very last, is the one that does have fish in it. Supposedly, maybe, potentially, hopefully. We'll see. I have literally 3 casts. I really don't think there's anything in here. One more to the left. No, actually, you know what? That's it. This rain's horrid. Onwards. Next cave. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? That is absolutely horrible. Currently deciding whether to sack off cave number 2 and just go to number 3. I know what I should do for the video and what would be interesting, but I also know I'm absolutely drenched. And we should check it out, shouldn't we? Okay, let's go check out this other cave. Don't know if you can see the drop there, and then that's the path round. I'm kind of not feeling this, to be honest. Call me a wuss in the comments. Thanks. But not today. Maybe if it was dry, but that looks slippy as. Look at these, by the way. This is the start of a pine cone. And this is the start of a pine cone. I didn't know they were like red. That's really pretty. Could be wrong, but I think the sun's trying to come out. Definitely going to take my waterproof anyway. And also, supposedly, along the hike towards the cave that I'm visiting, there is a lake, and so it would be definitely rude if I didn't have a few casts. This is Rydal Water, a very picturesque lake that just so happens to be connected to a flooded cave set up on the mountainside, which is where I was heading. But with the lake itself full of pike and trout, I figured this might be as close as I can actually get to catching a fish for this video. Nothing quite like a cast into the absolute abyss. Oh, I don't think I can even punch that out far enough. This lure's not really suited to this rod, it's a bit too heavy. It's really weird, you think the heavier the lure, then you should be able to chuck it further, but if the rod's not built for it, it's not the case. I need to change. Sorry, Mr. Perch, you've been demoted. You are no longer chief catcher of pike. Instead, it's this little boy. Right, let's see if I can cast this any further. A little bit. That's not working. This rod and the lures I've got are not powerful enough to get out where I need to be. I think it's going to take waders, some bigger lures, and a slightly more powerful rod to get this job done. I know this is a side quest, by the way. We are going to get up to the cave, but I just really want to catch a pike. I'm hoping with my waders I can access this bowl here. My good old friend Isaac Bell has instructed me that it's probably where I should begin. Hi. What a lovely day to be doing such fine activities. Oh yes, you can cast way further as well. I love and hate lure fishing. It's absolutely soul destroying until it happens, and then it's amazing. But when you're in the trying to make it happen phase, it's not as amazing. That should help a bit. Just realised as well, my waterproof and my wade is the same colour. I'm like colour coordinated. I haven't really actually got anything to say about that. Feels a bit weird. Oh my gosh. What the heck? Okay, this reed line looks impeccable. If I was a pike, out of all of that I've just walked, don't know why I've gone in a posh voice, that's where I'd be. So please, Mr. Pike or Mrs. Pike. 2, 3, pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause. 1, 2, 3. I think I'm already in the weed. Oh, what the? I think I just had a fish on, guys. Yeah. Don't know if you guys can see that. That there is teeth marks that weren't there. And there on the other side as well. That just got hit. That's so painful. I've been doing this for 4 hours. It won't look like that in the video, I'm sure, because I'll cut it, but that was... Right, let's go check out this other cave. Well, this is an absolutely divine spot to have a coffee. Shame I left it in the van.
Well, this isn't the cave, that's just a cave on the way to Rydal Cave, which is the next place that we're going to. And this has been an absolutely lovely walk. Highly recommended if you're in the Lake District. Park at White Moss Car Park, walk the lakeside walk to begin with, and then come back through Rydal Cave, which I imagine is going to be quite spectacular. It's quite busy. This is very cool. Very, very cool. I'd read online somewhere that some people had seen what they thought were minnows and goldfish in here. Whether we actually find any today, I don't know. I think this video is far more about just seeing some cool new spots. But, well, yeah, we've definitely done that. Okay, just for jokes. Whoa, oh my gosh. Actually, I might just snagged that. I have, haven't I? Well, I really don't think there's any fish in here. I think the rumours have been greatly exaggerated online. But that said, I am here, so I'm going to throw maybe one of those, maybe something like this, if you can see that a little. Actually, yeah, I'm going to throw that to begin with because I think it'd be fun. There's some deeper water near the back, so we'll try. This might officially be the dumbest bit of fishing I've ever done, but somebody's got to do it. Might as well be me. Oh no. That's not good. Oh gosh. Well, as fun as the last 24 hours have been and how cool these locations are, I think we can probably say that fish do not live in these caves at least. If you know of a cave that's fish in it, please let me know. I'm very curious to check it out, and thanks for watching. See you in the next one.